Hey everyone, welcome to today's video. Welcome to the Gamey Daddy channel. Thank you so much for being a part of this community. I have been away for a little bit, enjoying some holiday and working on some other projects, which I will be happy to reveal to you guys here in the community. In fact, you're going to be hearing it dropping pretty soon, but stay tuned for that kind of stuff. So first of all, how's everyone doing? I mean, I know we haven't fought in a few days over the Division 2, but I wanted to just check up on you guys. You know, it's really interesting and it's really nice to have a community of people that you can actually relate to, that share something in common with, and that's the Division 2. Now that all the pleasantries are out of the way, I hope you have your, your fighting gloves on, because we're going to kind of dig deep and get some substance out of the news and the circumstances surrounding Tom Clancy's The Division 2. And we have to do this because there's something unique about this game that we like. If you're listening to this video, there's something about this game that continues to bring you back to listen to your content creators, that brings you back to even play or even to think about the game and not play it. There's some games that you're like, man, I wish I could just play, but I don't want to play it. Yeah, it still crossed your mind because you've blown hundreds of hours on the game. And yes, you're at the point where you're just taking a little break. So what does the future hold? The future holds for Tom Clancy's The Division something where Ubisoft is going to continue to bring this game to the market and most likely bring it in sequel fashion, because I think that's what's going to, basically continue to recycle and bring in different kinds of audiences and keep the committed audience in order for them to maximize profits. I always say that video games usually come from a perspective where many development companies and many publishers are looking to continue to grow their revenue. And if you look at the Division's history, you need to kind of get that into the context of this conversation before it makes any sense as to how this is going to play out, or how I think, anyways, this is going to play out. So let's start out from 2016. There's an article here on newswire.com which says Ubisoft's Tom Clancy's The Division records the biggest first week ever for a new video game. In fact, they announced on the day this article was written, they said that The Division, Tom Clancy's The Division, the first game they released in 2016, basically grossed more than $330 million worldwide in its first 5 days, having already broken Ubisoft sales records in the first 24 hours following its release. The Division is now the company's best-selling game and the industry's best-selling new game franchise in an opening week. Other numbers that I've seen like this in terms of right out the door are maybe Call of Duty from about a year or 2 years ago, which I think they did about 600 million in around the same time frame. So The Division, basically, for a company like Ubisoft that is nowhere as big as Activision, to bring out a game that has done a lot of sales for them, I genuinely think that they're going to be investing in this franchise. And they did. They took the direction of The Division 2. They invested in it, but they had a huge misstep. And what do you think they're going to do after that? Because The Division 2 basically had close to around 50% of the sales of The Division 1. Now, that is still a significant amount of number. I was watching other content creator and colleague here in the Division community, Dadafuye, and he showed the numbers approximately. And those numbers, even for Tom Clancy's The Division 2, are still desirable numbers regardless of however you put it. Even if Tom Clancy's The Division 2 made only $700 million, it is still a desirable number for any franchise that you're going to put out. I mean, unless you're expecting, Call of Duty or FIFA kind of money, any other game that can pull in those kinds of numbers is already a success. The companies and the CEOs may chalk it up to, oh, we didn't reach our sales expectations, but that is not the case. That is in every right something that many studios can celebrate because it does bring in those numbers. Now, net profitability might not be a huge margin, but at least it really shows a strong aspect of what that game is capable of doing. Mix that in with other titles that Ubisoft releases, then you can see that this company basically understands how to at least harness its job and get money into the hands of the shareholders' pockets, or take care of its employees. I hope they do take care of their employees very well. I've heard rumors, but that's all I can say. They're rumors. And so this gives me a little bit more of a curiosity as to how I feel the Division 3 will be treated. They made some missteps in the Division 2. Yes, they did. Some things are quite, not as strong as the Division 1. Yes, they are. But I think with the Division 3, if they're going to be releasing this package, I think they're going to have to come to terms with the fact that they may not be able to afford 50% of the sales of the Division 2. And I think this is where it's very critical. So we're going to see a few things as the Division community start to happen in the next few weeks. There's Season 4 coming out. There's Project, Code Nightmare that's on the horizon. I think these things are going to provide the opportunity for the community and the developers to kind of know exactly how much they, either value us or don't value us. There's talk about a year 3. I think there needs to be one as a stepping stone, a platform to launch what the next game is going to be about. But nonetheless, I wanted to bring this up to you guys and show you guys the numbers and just basically say that from these numbers, I think this company is going to be working very hard day and night. They're going to put their developers on, pretty much, full alert in order to deliver a very good product. They cannot deliver a mediocre product. They know exactly what to do now. We want nostalgia. We want something that feels, very, very, different, meaning the atmosphere. That's what Division 1 brought. It was the primary reason that people really did play and enjoy that game. There are aspects of the game that really, really resonate with a lot of people. Structured PvP, a lot of things, the dark zone that's big, huge, a sandbox where people could just run around and basically just do whatever they want. PvE modes that are not inundated with endgame raids that have no matchmaking. These are the things that will basically sell this game, and people will be listening because the Division 2's initial marketing, they said you could matchmake for every activity, and then they brought the raids out and didn't do that. Whether or not you think raids should have matchmaking or not, I genuinely think that, the developer should have still executed that. But I'll leave that for another video. It will actually be the next video for this week where we'll be talking about the raids matchmaking and the merits, the demerits, and the missed opportunities. But let me leave this conversation here for you guys. Talk to me in the comment section, and hopefully we'll see in another video. Thank you for listening. Peace.